it's probably a good time I told you about my path to ascension in this lifetime. A lot of you had like 6 months now to assess me, and a lot of you think that I just came up in the past 6 months. And you have to actually realize this is incorrect, because if we're talking about divine orchestration, divine alignment, how is it possible all this happened just recently? That you see what I'm saying? Like, there would have to have been awareness by God, the divine, and those in the higher realms. There would have to be an advance notice that I was ready for this experience. I was ready to be tested. And the first moment was around 25 years ago. You know why? You know why 25 years ago signaled the first moment to the universe that I was ready, and so Earth was ready? Was because I had begun chanting. I had begun chanting the title of the Lotus Sutra. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. After I had been chanting for 1 year, I had numerous experiences that with animals, with furry friends, feathery friends, that raised my awareness to give me this overwhelming sense of my injustice towards non-human sentience. And it caused me to come into more truth and more alignment with love by not harming them, not offending them with my insincerity. It's different when you're with another animal and you're faking being the animal's friend. For me, I knew when I was still eating meat, I was faking my friendship, my kindness towards these animals. And that guilt was eating me up. Now a lot of people turn a blind eye to that. They ignore that conversation. Because of all the chanting work that I had been doing, I was healed. I was resonating mind and heart and body. So there was a shift to having more plants. It was slow. It took a few months. Like I was having fish still. And then a few months later, I gave that up, and then I was still having dairy, and I gave up dairy. My body was going through so much purification through the chanting and having more plants that the dairy was having a violent reaction in my body. I had to take it out. I did like a DNA test. It indicated an allergy to dairy and feathers. I don't really have an allergy to feathers, but I looked into this dairy, and like a lot of people have this kind of allergy to dairy, actually, because it's non-human, and it's because the body's so overwhelmed with toxicity that it seems normal. In any case, first year chanting, second year going vegan, and then in the third year, I was realizing a deep sense of harmony within my body. My spiritual practice was really paying off. In my third year of chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Okay? Third year, or first year. I know most of you haven't even started. I've encouraged many of you to start, and many of you haven't even started. And I'm telling you, it was only in my third year of chanting that I was feeling this really deep sense of harmony and integration. And I had a moment that is called samadhi. Now there's different stages of samadhi, but it's a very healed state where you have very deep connection. You might call it reaching nirvana, okay? I had that in my third year of chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, the title of the Lotus Sutra. And I went through a process of really a biological evolution and detoxification. And I had to figure it out all for myself. I'm sharing with all of you now the discovery. I'm handing it to you all on a plate. And there was another thing that happened. There was a remarkable thing about me and my body towards the end of my detox. There was suddenly a release of viral DNA. There was a release of viral DNA from my body. This is viral DNA that had been injected to me as a child. I realize now, because I was under some MK Ultra program that my adoptee parents, adoptee family, handlers from CIA and Masons, they had injected me with biological weapons that was screwing with my DNA. And towards the end of my healing process, through chanting Namu Myoho Renge Kyo, and by adopting a vegan diet, I healed myself from this viral DNA, from biological warfare that had taken root in my body. This biological warfare was giving me eczema, hay fever, and asthma. Right? I healed myself from all three of them. And towards the end of my detox, in my third year of chanting and being vegan for 2 years, this was being released. And it was visible because all my veins, you could see a trail of crustiness being released through my veins. I went to the hospital, and the doctor, it was odd. They didn't tell me what it was. a doctor, like, took note and said, "Oh, that was interesting." You know, they're quite straight faced, and he called over all the nurses and other doctors and medical experts, and they said, "Have you seen that before?" And they were all going, "Wow!" They had never seen someone heal themselves from viral DNA infection. Okay, I had done it through chanting, voice meditation, and by using plants. I hadn't even really got into body work or exercising. Just those two alone were enough to heal and fix my DNA. Now I'm telling you all this because we are at a point of ascension, of Earth's ascension. And as excited as many of you are, and rightly so, I think it's worth knowing that for some leaders, some spiritual leaders, and hey, maybe some copycats, you know, if you want, guys, if you want a taste of this kind of ascension, you're not going to come close unless you start with voice meditation. I don't really mind the copycats too much if they're actually going to help humanity and actually do the voice meditation and honor it, and perhaps, you know, even respect the originator, Maitreya reborn. It's for the good of the planet. It's for the good of humanity. And I know some of you have found yourselves in very awkward positions where you have viral infections. I sympathize. It's like being trapped in your own body. Some of you have what's considered fatal viral infections. When I tell you that voice meditation and having a healthy, alkalizing vegan diet helped me, I am offering you the path that healed me. Some people are thinking by just being with me, by just associating with me, or having some sense of my forgiveness towards them, that they are going to heal. I'm telling you, you actually have to really love yourself, respect yourself, and have the discipline to start a voice meditation practice. Start being genuine about your compassion, your love, and truth to all. Right? Being truthful to all. It's a dysfunction. It's a mental and bodily dysfunction and disharmony. It's a disharmony, okay? And if there's disharmony between what you think and what you're actually doing, you're disempowering yourself. If you're 100% truthful in thought, word, and action, that's a really powerful place to be. And there's no shortcuts to it. No shortcuts. So If you want to ascend quickly, if you want a rapid state of healing, a powerful healing tool, if you want to be a leader of ascension, you have it. You have the essential paths, the essential, you know what the essential tools are: voice meditation and an alkalizing diet. Now, I know, like, a lot of you, it is actually a lot. A lot of you just want to copy. And after all these months, you're probably going to realize, you should be realizing by now, that there's no way anyone is going to come close to catching up. Because for me to be here, I had to start over 20 years ago. I had to start this journey over 20 years ago. That signaled to the universe I was ready. And then the universe had me prepare for another 20 years. Right? Like, that was my birthing into my divinity 20 years ago. And then I had 20 years of learning about how to radiate, how to ground and how to radiate this divine energy. And it took 20 years, right? Like, there was a lot of years of just failing, because people, you know what people are like today. Imagine what they were like 20 years ago, when I'd all, right? It was hard. Nobody was getting it. And I was realizing that I thought it was quite natural. It's quite easy for someone to just flip and just want to start being nice, just want to start being truthful, to just want to start being healthy. That was when I knew, like, this family I was with was a waste of time. I've been patient with them. I have been offering so much kindness and so much wisdom and reason to them, and none of it was really appreciated. They didn't manage to benefit. And now, this family, I've discovered, they were all handlers. MK Ultra handlers, contracted to suppress me. And they already turned to the dark side. Like, before I was born, they were contracted by the dark side. So there was something wrong with their mental. Something seriously wrong with their mental to take on this contract to suppress me. And I realized, like, they were a waste of time. A complete waste of time. Like, how many times do you have to tell them, like, oh, you're gonna watch them? You're gonna watch them kill themselves? I'm not gonna hang around for that. It's heartbreaking. But I realize now, like, they're getting what they deserve, full on. Because they're disgusting people. Like, follow, and you're gonna discover the court cases that's gonna come out about them, how they have been involved in murders, sex cults. It's wild. But it's coming out this year. You'll find out. And these were the people who raised me, who hid what they were truly about. So that's another good point. They raised me to be Christian, okay, Catholic. And the problem with these religions is that they always, they create systems of codependency. If you think about it, you got to deep it. The smart ones are going to get it. The religions create a sense of codependency. Now, Buddhism, voice meditation, veganism, stepping into your truth, walking your truth, flowing with truth from source. That's not a codependency. That's stepping into your authenticity, right? Stepping into authenticity. It's different. And that's Buddhism. And I'm tired of these conversations about people disrespecting Buddhism, not realizing what it is, not appreciating the work that Buddhism is and how it enabled me, how Buddhism enabled a golden era. And it's no accident either. And I'm going to finish by telling you that the last unlock for me to step into my awareness of who I truly was and to have this deeper sense of universal law and integrate it into my awareness and being was through reading the Diamond Sutra. And it was actually very recently translated. There was a 15,000 line version that was very recently translated, and this translated into English, and this is the one that fully unlocked me. So, while everyone is trying to guess who, what, when, how, about me, about Ascension, here you go. In under 25 minutes, okay? Save yourselves the hours, days, weeks, months, years of guessing, right? Voice meditation and alkalizing diet. And yeah, if you enjoy keeping physically fit, that's another great thing. There's something about doing physical movement that alleviates depression, okay, which is really powerful because there's a lot to contend with. There's a lot of stress in the world, right? So I know that now. You know, I'm handing this to you on a plate. This is what I've recently discovered in the last few years. It's been a journey of over 20 years for me to piece this all together. Now, I can't tell you about how to do the grounding work and how you fully integrate over those 20 years. That's going to be your own journey. But if I tell you it's about voice meditation, alkalizing nutrition, and body work, you have the cornerstones of your ascension to build on. That is as simple and is direct and easy as I can make it for people. And it's strange. I write messages and I write texts to people who are seeking help, seeking guidance, wanting to ascend. And there's a very unusual phenomenon. It just goes over their head. So I do appreciate people getting into meditation and speaking up for meditation, and there's a lot of people just beginning with meditation, and that's okay. But for the real spiritual leaders, the real spiritual warriors, the real spiritual influencers on the planet who want to make a huge impact fast. I'm saying voice meditation, alkalizing diet, and body work. You're going to be absolutely smashing it within months, especially if you're going to follow my guidance coming up. I'm not doing too much because I'm not happy with my setting yet, right? But given the past 6 months, I'm due a much better setting, and I'm going to be able to teach and present in a very receptible way, and I'll be happy to do that. So that's coming, but as it is, you can look up how I chant Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. I have it on YouTube, I have it on TikTok. You can check out my Quinity voice meditation, which is an implementation of primordial sound meditation through vowels, okay, and body movement. So you can target through your awareness, you can target different areas of your body, different sounds, different chakras. That I've individually created, and that is testimony to me being Maitreya, that I can present this and enable rapid ascension for individuals, for humans, and for Earth. I hope this was valuable to someone, if not many. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not going to type ever again about this. You're going to have to follow the lessons. If you pick it up, bookmark this. Share it with other people. Start a movement. You know, everyone can open this doorway, this portal. Doesn't have to be through me, right? I know there's a whole planet out there. It doesn't make sense for it all to go through me. I'll be honest, I'm looking for genuine leaders who are going to inspire the world to do the spiritual work. And all I'm being presented with are copycats. People who are being half-assed about this. And it's not necessary. You may as well just go all in. You know? Why aren't people going all in? Like, how long do you want your ascension to take? Do you really want to keep using the same ineffective tools and belief systems that other people have been trying to push? Or are you going to listen to the one who made it? The one that is leading in the planet, that began this global experience over 20 years ago. Experience that everyone is beginning to enjoy now. That's been created by God and the divine. Seeing that I had discovered myself over 20 years ago, and I had done all the necessary hard work to make this all a reality over the past 20 years. So, you decide who you want to listen to. You want to listen to all the other people that didn't make it? That's your choice. You want to listen to the guy that made it? Smart. Take care.